hello.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing
people?
today?
Yes, happy Friday, March 27th. Is that
Yeah,
what
it
you're
is.
doing?
It's a happy Friday.
Yes.
We're trying to keep it happy anyway.
Yes.
We're trying to keep it happy. First of all, I do have something to say. Hey, Ernest Pugh, how are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, Aunt Griffin. Hi, RGMC. Hey, listen, I got a fuss for a minute. I think I might be ready to go to jail, y'all. I think I'm going to end up going to jail because I can't understand why you can't give people some water to drink and some food to eat if they're in a long line waiting. Anybody from Georgia, please explain this to me. Because I don't understand it. We've got all this going on. Everybody's trying to do all kinds of crazy stuff to keep people from voting. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, in line in Georgia, giving people food and stuff to drink for voting. I mean, I can't think of a more valiant reason for going to jail.
Right. Well, this is another, should I say,
ploy?
Yeah, more than a ploy. This is another strike against, supposedly Christian people who would actually invoke a law, pass a law, to refrain people from feeding the hungry.
Yes,
that's really
basic.
People are in line hungry, and no, you can't feed them. Oh,
yeah.
Why?
You have to let them starve. There's an old woman in line. You can't give her water. I mean, what can be more basic, people? Please explain this to me.
And so these are supposed to be Christian people, and we say, like, how when you put political gain and political power in front of the gospel and the imperatives of the gospel, then that's a big problem. So so I think if you go out to give people food, I'll go with you.
You'll go with me?
Yeah, we both got arrested.
Yeah, I mean, I think as Christians, I think whole churches ought to go and just start feeding the hungry and stuff. And
so we're waiting for Kerry to get in, so he should be coming up soon. Yes, right.
Ernest is saying it's suppression. Hey, Angela Miller, that's my mom and Angela are on. But when you can't feed the hungry or a woman is thirsty and you're telling me it's against the law to give her water?
There he is.
Hey, guys.
We're fussing about Georgia right now, and they don't want to give people food to eat or water to drink while they're in line voting.
Right, waiting to vote. That's a sad.
So we're fussing this minute.
Yeah, I'm checking that out. I think it's definitely. I think what we need to do besides complain, we just need to get in compliance. In other words, a lot of the stuff that they're trying to stop us from doing, like not having driver's license. Well, we need to just go on and get our driver's license. We need to just
right. Like that's the other way to do that.
I just think we should push our people. I think we should push our people to get into compliance because we're not going to be able to stop them because they're doing everything. So we're going to have to just...
completely.
Yeah, but if you have a woman that's thirsty in line, an old 80-year-old woman trying to vote, and you trying to tell me I can't give her water.
Yeah, nobody's talking about. I'm not talking about getting compliant. So I want to get compliance. But don't say you can't feed people. No, that's going too far. That's
I might be going to jail.
Yeah, they're trying everything. They're trying everything right now. They're trying to get back special in Atlanta. I just, it's just a difficult time in our Black culture right now.
Right.
And we just gotta figure out a way to just keep fighting. We can't allow them. We can't allow them to win. We gotta keep fighting.
Fight for a while.
Yeah, you've been. I'm
a fighter. I'm a fighter.
Yeah,
so I wrote something about you so we can get into this. Who is Kerry Douglas? Kerry Douglas is a no-nonsense entrepreneur and hit maker. Instead of taking well-known artists on his faith-based record label, Douglas has had a knack for taking totally unknown artists and making them stars. As the CEO of Black Smoke Music Worldwide, he's let his Let's Get Down to Business style with artists like Grammy nominee James Fortune. Now, you said these words, and I agree. Stratospheric crooner Ernest Pugh, who is on the line right now. Quartet Queen Evelyn Turntine AG, breakout artist Pastor Mike Jr., and the prodigious Zacardia Cortez has made you a force to be reckoned with. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know him and those of you who are being introduced to him for the first time, Kerry Douglas.
Oh, you guys are making me feel so good right now. It's a beautiful day in Houston, and I'm just excited to be here.
Where are you?
Well, I'm in Houston.
Okay.
We've been shopping for a second home because I want to move back to where my family is in Houston. So we're here, and it's been an experience.
Well, yeah, you've got what's the name of the governor in Texas?
Craig something.
Abbott.
Greg Abbott, and you've got Cruz there too. Lucky you. So you're gonna have two homes, or are you moving out of Alabama and coming back to Texas?
No, we're gonna be back and forward.
Okay. So how do you like Alabama?
Well, Alabama's been great the last 2 years, 3 years of my life. It's been a total transformation for me. It's just been an awesome situation. Got married, had 2 babies, have a beautiful wife, two additional kids. I guess I'm going on my 4th generation of kids.
You're prolific, brother. You're one of them prolific brothers.
You got one of these merged families where when you got married, you got 2 additional kids. Is that it?
Well, this is probably my 3rd marriage, so
Okay, all right. That's why I said you're prolific, brother.
Yeah, so hey, but I know that this is the right one. I just got to live up to it.
God.
Which I'm working on every day. I'm working on it every day.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, bro.
Yeah, it's being married, especially in this day and time, it takes a lot of hard work. And right now, there's that guy Jackson or whatever Derek Jackson, who's a life coach or a relationship coach, and even he has had some problems lately. So it's not easy. We've been going at it 40 years, but there have been times when I thought about throwing in the towel. So especially in this day and time, it's just not easy.
Yeah, that's right.
That Derek did more than have some problems. He lying.
Oh, we're not hearing you for some reason.
Oh, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
I really didn't know much about this Jackson guy at all.
I didn't either.
And all of a sudden I kind of figured it out. But being a black man, it's hard out here. It's real hard out here. So any day, anything can come up. And right now, what I'm looking at right now, and I know whatever happened, I'm not into it, but what I do look at is it doesn't matter how much how hard it takes you to go to the top. So evidently the brother was a good speaker and whatever. And I know that was a struggle making it to where he made it to and whatever he was doing. But what's so amazing about me is when the negative hit, how quick we are and how quick the fall is. Like you can do all the positive stuff in the world and won't get any recognition. But the minute an ounce of negative come out, our people will spread it. And, so it almost makes you think, let me do some negative so I can get the attention I need. I'm not endorsing anything about what happened. I don't even know. I don't really know. But I'm watching the culture in which we're in right now. The culture, especially with the social media platforms and everything, the culture as African Americans, we're very to push each other down. We should be pushing them up. When I think of Michael Jackson, I think of all the scandals. I think of that process since they were the Jackson 5 and how they built all the way up to Michael Jackson. I still think of them and him at the high point. I don't look at the low point. So I just wish, as the body of Christ and as African American people, that we figure out a way that we can help encourage our people more so than pulling them down. And that's it. And now when we do wrong, we deserve to get it. But when we doing right, we deserve to get it also, and we don't.
Yeah, well, Kerry, I mean, your background, you were raised by a single mom, and it seems as if I don't know that much about your childhood, but that it wasn't that easy. And you're the kind of guy that people always want to say, he's not going to make it. He's had this happen to him, and he's had that happen to him. And it seems like you've defied all those odds. Tell me what it was like for you as a child, and how in the world, because people need to know this, how did you become the great entrepreneur and businessman that you are from your humble beginnings?
Well, let me say this. Like of course, I came from a single mother, and you know, her name was Pinky.
Pinky,
She was
okay.
a strong black woman, and Pinky did whatever she had to do to raise her family at that time. That means if she was a laborer, I'm sure when I think about it, she probably was. Today, she would be what you call what you call it? Not an RN, but the other people that take care of folks. What would that possibly be?
First
A
responders?
caretaker.
Caretaker, okay.
So
We gotta watch your sound too, because it keeps coming in and out.
He's holding the phone.
Oh, you
okay, she was a kid.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good right
That's
there.
better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Be
My
careful.
mother was a caretaker, but she did, you know, whatever she had to do to raise her family of 9. And you know, so at some
Family of
times I
9?
can remember our life. We
You
were
said 9
at some
children?
times my mother, yes.
Woo.
Yes. So at some point in my life, we were, you know, we wasn't so well off, and at some times, if the right situation happened in life, we were well off. So I had a great upbringing. I was brought up in all black schools at some point, and at some points around junior high, I was brought up in all white school, a very
Okay.
well-to-do neighborhood and subdivision. So I really understand. You know, both sides of this whole thing, even with the races. I actually was the only black in my school for 2 years, my high school. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
things that happened in our life, and we went up and got up and came up, and that was a good thing. So now taking it all the way now, I grew up with those white people, but I noticed something about the first time Obama was elected. That's the first time that I started really seeing the true colors of those of my good friends. But when Donald Trump came in, and I really saw a whole nother level
Side.
of I don't even know what to call it. But I say there's 3 wow moments in our lives, in my you know, my life. You got the of course Obama, you got Trump, and we got one more. Which one is it? Y'all tell me which one it is that just made everybody stop and go, did this just happen? I mean, we got a few of them. Which one?
COVID. I call it COVID.
Clinton, is that
No,
it?
I'm going to help you out. It's not even a politician.
That's it, COVID.
It's COVID then.
No, it's O.J. Simpson.
Lord had
Do
mercy.
you remember when that happened with O.J., what we all did?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. Yeah, people did stop. So,
Yeah, it just
those
stopped the world.
moments. Yeah.
Okay. I just said.
So those are the moments that make
There
you
you
stop.
go.
That's
I said,
true.
there you go. I didn't say wow. I said, there you go.
Well, you know, those moments that really open our eyes up to a lot of stuff, man.
That's
that
right.
we probably don't really want to really dig into. I mean, especially
Right.
with me, like I said, you know, a lot of my people, they call me the Black Donald Trump, which I'm nowhere near that. But I guess they say that.
What, are you
because
conservative? Are you conservative?
I'm conservative, but I just think that our people, we shouldn't make excuses. We should just deal with results. And I'm sure you know I know that. Just like you said, when you met me, when I first got into the gospel business,
Yeah.
Nobody was allowing me to come in. You know, I just came in and just
Busted it.
did what I had to
But
do.
and I keep trying to tell you because I met you when you started the Gospel Truth. Nobody allows anybody to come in. I know you don't know our story completely, but I've told some people how we were all going to be fired, Teresa, Lisa Collins, and myself. And we all met and had a meeting in Chicago. And we started our businesses in defiance. So there's a lot of historical stuff we haven't really talked about. But you came in just a little after that while we were, but all of us were supposed to be fired. And it was L. Hobbs and Ed Smith from GMWA, which was a more militant and advocacy group at the time, stopped them and said, and the artist said, if you fire these women and keep this up, we won't sing for you. So a lot of people don't know that history, and that's how we started. So you came in a little after that.
But you came in through French. You were doing your French.
Yeah, I came in after y'all was building the wall that I had to kind of crash through.
That's right. We built the wall. You got to climb our wall. That's
He
right.
thinks there was a wall. Man, there's no wall. But you do. In all people, you have to prove yourself and get in there. But I want to know two things. First of all, there's some kind of an event that happened to you that I have tried to figure out what it is that made you become a Christian. It just said I was looking at your bio and it said there was some horrific event or something that happened to you that caused you to turn around or something.
Well, yeah, when you're a young black man out here, you're not very educated. So you're not educated. You didn't come from a educated family, but you just know that you don't want to be poor. So a lot of times we get involved with situations in our lives that we're not so proud of, and there was for a brief moment in my life I had got involved with some gangster stuff, and
Okay.
my life, I could have went three ways. I could have been dead, I could have been in prison, or I could have changed my life, and God changed my life and got me into it. And that's when I left from doing hip hop and I got into the gospel. And I vowed to God at that point. I vowed to God that I would work for Him in the gospel music as hard as I worked when I was in the streets, and I would be I would be a game changer, and I would continuously to to rechange things, and that's what I did. And I'm not even a great speaker. I don't even know why y'all have me on here. I'm not a great speaker. I'm a doer. I'm not a speaker.
And that's fine.
Well, that's why you are here, because you're a doer.
Yeah, we don't need a lot of fancy speakers. You just be you. And I know when you came in, you did come. He says, Vicki, they're not letting me in. And I told you, I remember this very well because you were very upset and very frustrated. But I said, you will get there. It'll just take a little time. See, I don't think you knew also how much older we are than you. You were right on time, and you have broken so many great artists. But I want you to talk to us though about that frustration, because I know you always felt like an outsider.
Yeah, and you know what, Vicki? To be honest with you, I still feel like an outsider in the gospel business, and it's okay because I think that has helped me become who I am. When I first got in, I'm being honest with you, I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know what I mean? Okay. So the very first thing that happened, I can remember, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the past, because it takes the past. You have to understand the past to move into the future. So, when I got in there and I did that GMWA stuff, I spent $10,000, $11,000, $12,000, whatever it was. Oh, yeah. And when I got down to the convention or whatever it was, man, it was, they didn't have any of my credentials. So that means every time I tried to walk in a door, I had to knock somebody out almost. So then, I didn't know I needed to have credentials. All I knew was I'm a sponsor. I sponsored this. What are you asking me these questions for? So then I can remember, I will never forget this. Al Hobbs say, okay, just go down there to the desk and go get your badge, so you won't have to fight everybody at the door, every door you go in. And I go in there, and I'll never forget it. And I love her to death. Sister Willie Mae McClendon was sitting behind the table. She was sitting behind the table, and I asked for my badge, and they put me through all. I really got so frustrated. I just picked the whole table up and threw it over, and she was just sitting. All the badges. I just literally had.
Wait. You took the table at the GMWA convention and threw it over.
The registration table.
Your registration. I took the registration table and picked it up and turned it over. And now let me tell you about Willie Mae. Never blinked an eye. She was just sitting there. And so first she was sitting there, the table was there. Then she was still sitting there, and the table wasn't there. And the badges and everything was all over. And it's one guy, Al Hobbs, he pulled me to the side and said, man, I like you. I love you. You have tenacity. You're going to be somebody in this business. But, man, quit acting like a bull in the China store. So Al Hobbs had a lot of patience with me. Yeah. So Al
Hobbs was a great person. He was a great person.
And we loved you. But you're more of a street guy that came in. Let's just tell the truth. And we knew that, and we loved you the way you were. I guess, and we still do. And this is what we want people to see, that you don't have to be a particular type or just like this, to be in the gospel music business in particular. You love the Lord, that's important. But we come from all different walks of life.
There's all kinds of folks, yeah.
And so, so you had this kind of a past, but then this is something I want to understand. People like Snoop, and there's some other people from the rap world and stuff. You guys that tend to be more from the street, when it comes to your politics, some of you guys are very conservative.
Well, I mean, I'm only concerned. Look, I could say I'm a conservative. I don't know how I would say it. I'm just very passionate about my people. And when I see some things that I don't think is right, like if I see some things like we want handouts and stuff like that, I'm not with that. I'm with let's make it happen. We have the same we have the same opportunity, even though we're a couple of 100 years out of slavery and everything, but we can't keep keeping that in us. We got to get out of that. We got to go on and just make it happen. And I look at what we're doing right now, and I don't think we're doing that well right now because, we're not building platforms. We're not investing well. We're not building platforms. Just like I was saying, with all the negative stuff happens, it's happening on somebody else's platform even. We're not building these platforms that we're building up, just like right now, So I'm always looking for investments, or I'm looking for people, new developers, people who are developing stuff. I'm always looking for what's next. So I spend a lot of time investing, and I do from penny stock companies to, of course, the music. I look at the music business the same way I look at the penny stock market when I'm investing. I look at an artist, and I look at everything that they have, So I look at an artist, and I might say, they come up to me and they say, well, what can you do to help me? And I'm gonna look at that artist, and I'm gonna say, look, buddy, when you go to buy you a car or house, what's the first thing that everybody's gonna pull up on you? He said, oh, they're gonna pull up my credit score. I say, well, I want to know what your artist score is. I want to know what your score is as an artist. How many followers do you have? What type of production do you have? What other skills do you have than just being an artist? What is your skill outside of your ministry, your artistry? You know what I mean? Right. Because a lot of time we invest so much time and energy into other people, we lose our families. I done lost 3 of them behind this music business. I'm happy to see you guys 40 years, and you've been through enough
Yeah.
mess that I'm surprised you still there, because you have been through all kinds
You
of
don't
junk
know.
with some
You don't
Negroes,
know.
that was nobody when you met them, and you took the time and you helped build them. You helped build artists. You helped build many people in the industry right now today that I'm competing against or being with. You helped build those people. And at the time, you may not have been able to compensate them what they thought they were worth. And that's what I said, what they thought they were worth. You know, but now they're still in the business. They're still living. They still making a living. The artists are still doing it. But they really don't care about the people or the person who really sacrificed their life and their family and everything for them. So when I think about the day that I was watching BET, and I saw what's his name, the crazy man, Death Row Man,
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight.
Yeah.
He goes on there and he goes, you guys don't want the CEO to be in your videos, come to Death Row. Well, I looked at that, right, and we're going 20 years forward. Well, P. Diddy did the right thing. He branded himself along with branding those artists. So now P. Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever his name, he's still here, where Death Row, Suge Knight is locked up and lost all of his catalog and lost everything. So you have to also cross-brand yourself when you help brand these artists. Look, a lot of them don't really care about you. They just care about themselves. And that's just the way it is. And I realized that very early. And so I come up with ways to make sure, as I'm building your brand, I'm building my brand. And that's just the way it is. Bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at you. You know, I get it. And this is what we like about you, Kerry. You just tell it like it is. And I mean, the other thing about you is you're a self-made man, really. You started by selling cars. Come on now. Tell us.
Yes, that car business was the best thing I could have done. I couldn't have learned what I learned. And I couldn't have learned. I'm not saying anybody. I'm saying I could not have learned life like I learned it being in the car business. Because in the car business, you learn how to communicate with people. You learn how to negotiate deals. You learned how to finance everything. You know, and a couple of things in life you can't outrun. Mathematics, 2 + 2 is always going to be 4. That's the mathematics. Now, the other thing you have a problem with, and sometimes we deal with this in this business, is blatant ignorance. So sometimes we can't outrun ignorance either. So I learned all of that from the car business, how to overcome things. And
I feel you.
Because look, Vicki, in our music business, if we don't understand the art of sales, we ain't really in the business.
That's right.
And to tell you the truth, that whole sales thing is all changed now.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's all changed. So the business models change. So a lot of things have changed. So you have to adjust as you go along.
But 1 + 1 still equals 2.
The mathematics ain't changing. So the mathematics ain't changing, and Vicki, the ignorance ain't changing either. The ignorance, because the ignorance ain't changing either.
It might be growing a little bit. It's just that nowadays it's 1/2 + 1/2 = 1.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go. But you know, there is so much about the music business, and so a lot of people, like you guys know me, but a lot of people don't know me. That a lot of people don't even know some of the music that I've been behind, and just like you, Vicki.
About some of that.
Well, you know, we go all the way back to songs like "God Did It" with Evelyn Turrentine, A.G., Keith Wonderboy Johnson. So we were selling. We were selling hundreds of thousands of records back then, but I was totally independent. So I was making all the money. We was making all the money back then. You know, so now, you know, like you said, it's changed. But from Greg O'Quinn, I Told the Storm, one of the biggest records still to this day. Darrell McFadden, Damon Little. You know, we had all those guys, Jimmy Hicks. And then we came up and we got the James Fortunes, the Zaccardi Cortez, the Demetrius West, the Ernest Pugh. You know, that's the second phase. And now we're up to people like Pastor Mike Jr., which is phenomenal. This record is crossing over all across. It's on the R&B side, it's on the hip hop side, and it's on the gospel.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's doing that trap sound, I guess. You know, Vicki, when y'all came in with the Kirk Franklin stuff, it was a certain sound, but now they got something called trap. So now it's a trap song
You say
sound
you
out
don't
here.
care
So
what it's called as long as it's taking care of business.
yes, that's it. So we're trying to do that right now. So, you know, I've had a great career. I wouldn't, if I had to change my life, I wouldn't change one thing about it. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No, and I wouldn't want you to, because you a real brother taking care of business, and we need that.
Right. The question now, and then I want to jump into something else. But do you have any musical background at all, or is this just something that you just jumped on? I mean,
Claude, I used to play in a band, and I was terrible. I used to play in a quartet group called the Stewart Singers, and I only knew one note. And I used to try to play the guitar. I used to try to play the bass. I tried to do some singing. Nothing. So what happened was, I had a background in music, and I didn't know where I was placed there, where I should be placed. But when I got into sales and marketing, you know, that was the thing that opened it up. And so that's why I'm on the business side of this. But I was a terrible singer, terrible guitar player, terrible bass player.
That's funny.
And nobody knows that. You know, I used to sing with a group called the Stewart Singers.
That's in Texas?
In Texas, yes.
That's funny. That's funny. Because I always thought of you when I first met you and you were doing music. I would think of you more like as the quartet guy, because that's what you have. And then you got the great James Fortune and Ernest Pugh. You know, Ernest Pugh has been on the show, and you just changed. And I think that's when you were saying, Vicki, they're just not letting me in. They're just not letting me in. I think it was the Stellars or something like that at the time. You really wanted to be on, and then it just all blew up. And you were doing them all. So that's great. But the thing is, I want people to know is you are a big proponent of alternative income streams.
Right.
And I know you've got a trucking business. And
That's
tell us about some of your other ventures and other things that you do.
Well, you know, we definitely have a transportation company. We do real estate, and we also are investors. So I'm always looking for what's next. What's next to come? Any developers, apps. We have a kids show that we're doing right now called Hip Hop Boobly, where we're going to be teaching kids, you know, all facets of education through hip hop music. So we're going to probably have it. Hopefully, we're going to have it on a major network pretty quick. You know, if they could do Sesame Street, we could do Hip Hop Boobly. You know what I mean? And I just think. Yeah, so I'm very passionate about that. Me and my wife were very passionate about Hip Hop Boobly. Also, there's a great app out that's coming out right now. It's called Deeper, where it's a platform that I truly believe is going to be a game changer for us, for the gospel music, for all music, not gospel, all music. So if you get an opportunity to check that out, and I spend a lot of time. Me and my best friend, we are really into helping and looking how to invest in small business. And if that's on penny stocks or just anybody that we run into, we do that. And we also we believe in helping to build small business. So we have a business repair company called Credit Biz, where we help businesses become credit worthy. So we'll help them build their credit and things like that. So and we consult people. I have a lot of people that I consult in business.
That is so good.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really are an entrepreneur and a VC. You're a venture capitalist too. So
there you go.
So you moved into a whole another. Well, you know, that's kind of like what your whole history has prepared you to move that in those areas.
Yes, you know, that's why I said I wouldn't change anything, because everything that happened, the good and the bad, you know, the good thing is that you learn from. We need to learn from our mistakes, learn from our past. So you know, because the history is going to pretty much repeat itself. you know, and you have to study the history in order to go ahead. And I passion my life on seeing things before I see them. I see it before I see it, and that's a certain
That's true.
talent that everybody don't have. They don't know how to see it before. They don't have that forward vision, and it's
Vision.
okay. So God blessed me with that, and that's probably
Right.
my most important trademark right there. I just see
All
things before I see them. Or what they say is prophetic, whatever the word, you know.
right.
I guess if
Yeah.
I was a
But
preacher,
you
I
can
would be a
position yourself.
prophet.
Right.
If I was a
But
preacher, I'd
being
be a
in,
prophet.
Well, but you're not.
but
Thank
you know
God.
that app you were talking about, you said it's called Deeper. Is it a platform? Is it like Clubhouse or what? What
Well,
kind?
deeper, yeah, you gotta look at it. It's it's a guy out of Atlanta, and it's an app that what I like about it. Let's say, you know, it's kind of Shazam. It's very
Okay.
informative. Let's say if you want to know who the drummer is on a song, it would have that information. Want to know who the guitar
Oh, I
player
see.
is?
Yeah.
It just gives you a deeper insight into the music. And I mean, it's gonna be something special. I think
Oh yeah, you can use that
everybody.
across all genres.
I mean,
Yeah, and I think go on, Vicki.
no, I was just gonna say you're so exciting to me because there are brothers out there that could, in all kinds of situations that aren't positive, and but they could be you. You know what I mean? That's why I want you to be on here because you think you look at this brother and he could you know, do math without pencil or pen. He could do this, and he was a businessman but in the streets. But if you look at him and he could make a way, he'd be Kerry. You know what I'm saying? And who's brilliant. So you see a lot of these brothers on the street, they're brilliant if they could just hone that thing in like that. And I guess it was a moment that happened for you, but it just excites me. And I hope, I don't know if you are, but that you can find some kind of time to kind of inspire some of these young brothers that are on the street because they're so smart, you know, like you, but somehow they haven't all turned it around. I mean,
I
have
think
you
I
ever
think
thought
they
about
get
ministry?
I think they get comfortable, Vicki, Claude. I think they get very comfortable because, you know, and I'm gonna keep it real. The pimps, they're not idiots. The drug dealers, they're not idiots. Even the
No.
criminals out here, they're, you know. But you know, I can understand, you know, whatever you have to do to get, but you have to understand how to turn that corner. You know, and you
Right.
can
Turn
take
that
those
corner.
skills, those same skills, and the time. Let's say the time. Like those guys, they put in work. You hear me?
That's right.
They
Time.
working from the time they wake up and they all the way up until the next morning. So they put in that work, but they just need to get that energy and focus it in the right direction.
Right.
And you know, there's something I'm working on where I can deal with brothers like that. You know, I just want to see my people. I want to see my people grow.
Grow.
I really care about mankind. I care about how we're living, how we're reaching our goals. That's who Kerry Douglas is. A lot of people, they don't know who Kerry Douglas. They don't know Kerry Douglas, the family man. Come here. They don't know Kerry Douglas. That's a
And
little
yeah,
baby.
You got one of your babies
come
with
on,
you?
Yeah. They don't
Hey, oh, that's
they
so
don't know
right.
Kerry
Oh,
Douglas,
she's
the
so
family
cute,
man.
man. What's her name?
Say hi. Say
She
hi.
says I ain't
Those
speaking,
people, I
but
don't
she's
know.
a doll.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
She's so
Yeah,
her.
cute.
that's Carter Grace, and the little baby is named Kerry Rose, and of course,
Carrie
Oh,
Rose.
my wife is Margetta. So you know you know, people just you know, people, like I said, it went back. Let's go back to the beginning. Is we have to start lifting each other up. That's the message that I wish. If anything, I can get over to people. We need to lift people up. Let's not even like what have I done? My credibility. That don't have anything. If I'm just a regular person, let me just lift up the next regular person. Let me not have to say, hey, I'm Kerry Douglas. I did 10 number ones last year. That doesn't matter if I'm not opening doors and uplifting some other people in my life. And that's where I get it from. And a lot of times we get hurt in that process. We get hurt, so hurt in that process. But you know what? God doesn't put more on us than we can bear. He finds the strong people. He finds the strong people because the weak people are doing the hurting, and the strong people are surviving. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? You
Right.
gotta be strong, and that's what God picks strong people. I mean, Vicki, you and Claude, y'all have endured. I mean, you've been through more than I can imagine in one lifetime, and you're still looking good. You're
Thank you,
still
brother.
looking good.
My baby look good. I know that.
Clyde, you got a strong black woman, and she got a smart black man. And I love it.
That's right.
And I wish I could get me 40 years.
You
So
got
that
you
kind
got
of
to.
love
Well,
and
you
that kind
can.
of
You
passion.
have to live a little time, but you can do it. It's work like a job. It's work like any business, really.
But it's the relationship, it's the richness of it that's important.
Right.
That you develop. Like I said, you work on it, and it blesses you, encourages you. You got beautiful kids, and it's a journey you do together. Encourage and support each other.
But Kerry, I heard that you got a couple of passions. We kind of talked about it a little bit before, and one of them, and this is going to be new for us, we haven't talked about before, is you are a connoisseur of I don't know if that's the right word, but you love a good cigar. Now, teach me a little bit about cigars.
You know what?
I'm going to tell you real business.
I love to cook, but let me tell you what brought it out. I'm glad she left. She left. So what brought out me really cooking, I married a young wife. You know, them young girls don't know how to throw down that well.
Oh, no, man.
You better not let her
Come on, man.
Hey, no. So look, so I started cooking. We had, so I started, and I enjoyed it. So in my spare time, that's what I do. And I love some traditional meals. Like I like oxtails. I like that stuff. And
Okay,
so I
what's your
grill them a
favorite
lot.
dish?
So I do a lot of that.
Okay, so like what's called soul food. So those are your dishes, like oxtail. Do you like chitlins? You do
Kerry, you gotta keep your face in the picture now. All I see is glasses. Okay.
I see your forehead. I see your forehead, man.
Okay, yeah, I like soul food, Club, but I also like I love African dishes. I love agusi, fufu, all of that stuff, man. I love it, and that's why I'm moving to Houston, because they don't have none in Alabama.
Yeah. But how did you learn about African food?
So okay.
How
African, Jamaican. Hey, Vicki, I'm 56 years old. I've experienced a lot in 56 years.
Now, have you traveled to those places too?
Yeah, I used to own a home in Jamaica. So, we owned a home in Jamaica, 10-bedroom, and it was like our vacation house and we let people. Yeah, so the Jamaican, we go down to Jamaica. They make us manage water, put the goats up in the tree. They chop them all up, and they used to eat every part of the goat. Yeah, the managed water.
Not like goat.
I love
I do not like goat.
Curry goat, managed water.
I don't matter.
Chicken feet. Y'all don't know nothing about no chicken feet.
Oh, no,
chicken.
yes, I do.
We know about chicken feet.
Oh, man, you gonna scare somebody.
Chicken feet soup.
Yes.
If I see them chickens in there, I can't. I don't like no chickens sticking out of my
Chicken feet soup. I love it.
Give me your hand and those feet come up. Just give me your hand, baby.
Okay, so you're hardcore with it. And then what about the cigars?
Now you do
yeah, cigar. I'm in a hotel room, right? So
no,
I don't know if y'all smoke cigars, but
you get
if anybody ever want to give me a gift out there, some of you artists want a record deal and all that, want to talk to me.
Want to schmooze you, huh? Oh, okay. You serious about it?
Okay, the signature Toro.
Yeah, they're called daffodils.
Okay.
So that's what I smoke, guys. So while y'all calling me trying to get me to talk to y'all on the phone, shoot me a case of those and we can talk.
But do you get? Are they like Cuban? Are these Cuban?
No. This, I'm not really. A lot of people say Cuban, but like I like David, this daffodil guy, because he just got some they're really good. Very expensive, but they're really good. They're really good. They're more
You
expensive
like
than
the finer things.
Well, there's a nice cigar shop around the corner from us, and they have all the kinds of cigars. And so that's a signature.
It's a black owned. Is it a humidor?
No, it's not black owned. It's called Daffodil.
No. Okay, no, I'm saying the place around the corner from our from us in Inglewood. It's an all black. I don't know if you call it a humidor, if they have a humidor, but you can go in there and smoke cigars, and it's all black. It's really interesting.
That's Sean's brother's shop.
Right. Okay. Good. So different. So, we can't hear you. Yeah, I'll pick it up. Okay,
do you go to the cigar shop?
Yeah.
We have a friend that likes cigars, and we'll get him cigars, but we're not cigars.
Whenever I go to Haiti or something like that, I'll get Cuban cigars and bring them back for him.
So we'll have to do that for Kerry sometime.
Yeah.
Yes. So let me just tell you, that's a good spot to just calm down, relax, and you'll meet some of the most interesting people.
Yeah.
I mean, and I would, even if you go to a mixed one or a white one, you'll be amazed of the.
It's a networking, huh?
Yeah, it's really like a networking thing, and a lot of times it's a man thing. So there's not a lot of women involved, but they're starting to pop up these days now. But it's somewhere where you can sit down and you really just talk. So you might be talking to the CEO of who knows what, and they'll just talk to you, and it's just a great networking opportunity.
It's like golfing, huh?
Yeah, I've cut a few deals in the cigar shop. So you just gotta cut the deals where you cut the deals.
You might make me go into a cigar shop.
Yeah.
I love being where the deal makers are.
There you go. So
that's smart. I am not mad at you about that. And then you into the stock. How long have you been into stocks?
Well, one of my best friends named Ricky D. And it's so weird. He was working for me, helping me with radio tracking, and he got into it, and he got me into it, and I've been really blessed in that area.
So you've been making some money,
girl.
That those penny stocks, they can work pretty good. Like so we did a couple. I've done it a couple of times because
I know he doesn't.
We worked with this company and we knew that they were getting ready to do some. They were doing some cannabis stuff.
That's happening, Doc. That's where I made a lot of my bread at. But let me take that back. The first stock that I ever bought was when Radio One. I did buy them, and I did well with them when they first went public. I did well with them, and I didn't do it for a while. My friend brought me back in, and I'm just saying the last 4 months, man. I can't even tell you. You can't even imagine the type of money.
You can't stop smiling. So something's going on. You can't stop smiling.
Kerry Douglas.
Hey, I'm definitely doing the music business because I have a passion for it only.
But that's not what you're making your money off of. That's what you're saying to me.
So
that trucking and them stocks, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yes,
right.
I'm not mad at you, Kerry Douglas. I am not mad at you.
But I would like to say this to any and everybody that's listening. Definitely look into upstart companies. Like there's a bunch of them out here, and I just love what these people are doing. Like they have these companies, they take them public, and it just they start off like a penny stocks, and it just blows. I just like seeing that happen. The same way I like to see someone like Pastor Mike. He's been doing business. He's been trying to do music or doing music for 10, 11 years. And we connected, and his whole life done changed in the line of music. And it's because there's some common denominators to a lot of these hits out here. Vicki, there was a common denominator between the Byron Cage and the Vicki Mack. The common the Kurt Franklin, the Vicki Mack. So we got to talk about common denominators.
Denominators,
yeah. So a lot of these guys, they look like they doing it all. But no, let's
Yeah.
stop
But
people. Let's look at the common denominator
I'm just
between
nominated.
everybody.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
let's look at it.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it changes a lot when the common denominator isn't there as well. It's kind of interesting how things can go a whole different way when that's not
Yeah,
there.
because you don't
Yes.
understand the right recipe.
But Kerry,
Right.
I'm gonna change the
Right.
subject again because I'm real nosy, and I just want to know: you taking that COVID shot?
I, you know what? Again, I talk about my best friend. Let me just say, I'm gonna take it, but my best friend Ricky D, he took it a couple days ago, and he called me this morning, told me he's gonna be rushed to the hospital. But he's always sickly, so I got to check on him. So I'm gonna talk to him and see what's going on,
Okay.
because I hadn't really heard many people getting sick
Well,
behind it, but we
right. Oh,
go on.
So he did get sick behind it.
we don't know.
He called me this morning and said he was going to the hospital. He was going back because and I haven't talked to him since. But
Okay.
he called me, said he's going to catch the ambulance to go to the hospital because
What?
his whole right side is hurting him. So when we get off the call, I'll be calling, seeing how he's doing.
Okay.
But
Oh,
Because
so
we
I'm
both
gonna talk to him a little bit about it. But he already sick, so I don't know if it's a shot or just him.
right. Well, we both got vaccinated. We just all three of us, and so
Ah,
it was cool. The only issue was like on the second shot. You probably hear people about the second shot because we got the 2 shot from Moderna.
No, I had side effects both times.
Oh,
Oh,
she
yeah,
had
side
some
effects
side
both times.
effects. I didn't have
ah,
side effects the first time. The second time I had, like, one day was kind of, just like, where you kind of feel achy and sluggish and stuff like that.
mhm.
But Vicky had side effects on the second shot
That
too.
second one wore me out, but
Really?
I'm fine now. Yeah, but my
Your mom?
daughter had the one and done. I think I would do just one shot, and
This is Johnson Johnson. She got
Johnson, and
Johnson and Johnson.
but Vicky's mother and father got it, and they're fine. They didn't have the second shot. They got the first and the second shot. There was no, they didn't
they were
feel nothing.
fine. Didn't feel nothing with both
And
of them.
they're like 93 and 86 or something like
Wow. First of all, kudos
They
to
fine.
them.
that.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right.
Kudos.
Yeah, I had when I caught COVID, and it
Oh, you
Oh,
caught
you
COVID.
see, everybody we talking to say, oh, yeah, I had
yeah, I kicked COVID in the you know what.
yeah, going for it, bro.
Oh my God.
They needed something more than COVID to knock me out.
I,
I heard
brother, I
that.
can just
Brother said I had COVID, so you
Yeah,
still got
so
the antibody. You still got the antibody.
I feel like I don't know if I really have to take the shot, but I am gonna take it because I'm ready to I'm
yeah.
ready to I'm ready to spend some more time with my wife. We've been married 3 years now. We got 2 kids, so that was 2 years, and then you got COVID. So it's not like we haven't had an opportunity to just go and just enjoy life. So I'm on that
Yeah.
point right now that I want to get some of this mess behind us. COVID. We need to knock
Yeah.
COVID out and all this music and stuff, and even babies. I want to go and just spend some time with my wife. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to be just like you and Vicki, Claude.
we try not to do much of nothing anymore.
Well, now that we got our shots, man, you gotta watch out.
We're gonna get back
we gotta
out
go
there.
visit our parents now. We have, we like to go visit like every month. We haven't seen them in like over a year.
Wow.
So
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
has happened in this 20 thing, this decade. It's just a lot. Every day is something new going on. It's like we just getting to the point where we can accept anything that happens, because it's just crazy, man. We've been living. I think about like when I was in school and we would go and we study the history. We study history, right? Well, man,
Mhm.
one day I woke up. I say, man, I'm living a
History.
whole lot
Yeah,
of history.
this stuff will be in the history books. But
Really, it's just. I mean, it's gonna. It's like,
we're going. Yeah, we're going through some stuff.
yeah. I see why some people are smart, because they paid attention to what was happening as they were going through it. Like a lot of people, like even our people, even the young guys, the people, we're not even really paying attention to what's happening. So now when we go back and learn about it in the books, or you learn about it in school, or you learn about it in college, but you're living it. You should learn about it, and everything is in real time now. Everything that we do is real time. We go and look at where my record at today. In real time, it's at blah, blah, blah. Where are my sales at? My stamps, real time. Well, we're living life in real time. Where my credit? Real time. Your credit check, real time. So real time is real
It's
good
real.
situation. Yeah, it's real time is real. And one of the stocks I had a broker on my show, not a broker, I had one of the guys, AITX, and he was a intellectual. He's a guy who have all this artificial intelligence. And it's a really exciting, company. I'll send you his ticker sign. He was on my show a couple weeks ago. You know, I do a talk show too. Well, my show is called Spotlight Night with Kerry Douglas. It comes on at 6 o'clock today. What are we, Central Time, 6 o'clock? And we just spotlight everything. Like we spotlight businesses, music, anything that's interesting is happening. And it's really doing well. I mean, it's a well-produced show. Y'all get a chance to check it out. You'll enjoy it. We come on tonight. We're gonna have some people singing live on tonight from our studios in Atlanta. Art
and
studios.
I kind of interrupted you. You were talking about the AI thing, so I want to make sure I get
back to that. You better catch on to that, baby.
Yeah. Well, you know, Claude's a software engineer.
Yeah, we didn't talk about AI. I have, you know, because I have a master's in computer science and did a whole thing on AI, but I've been away from it for a while. But it's very interesting. But I think it has. Well, I'm very interested in what they're doing. But I think we have.
Well, I'm gonna send you this guy's ticker. I'm gonna send you this guy's ticker on a. I just do it on E-Trade, but you might want to check this company out. It's very interesting. And here's some other stuff, Vicki, that we need to look into. It's called NFTs. Are you familiar with that?
Oh yes, non-fungible. I've been looking at that too. Learning about non-fungible.
So I told Vicki I'm her NFT.
Yeah, we need to talk about that later.
There's only one of me.
Yes, and that's you know what, Claude. You see what you can really NFT yourself because it's only one of you.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. But you know, you know, I have a dear friend who's in investments. He's an NFT expert, and if you ever, we're putting together some stuff because we want to talk about how to integrate music. Now it's well integrated in art and other things. And so we're trying to put together some heads together how we can integrate it in music, the NFT thing with music. And
well,
so
you know I'm there, Claude. You know I'm there. You already know
I'm there. So
you guys look
so
it
we
up.
We're gonna be talking about that.
Look it up on Google because that's what I had to do. You can look up NFTs.
No, I know all about it, Vicki. That's what I'm
talking about our listeners. I'm talking about our listeners.
Oh yes, guys. Y'all need to, because we talking.
It's non-fungible token is what an NFT is. And so, but we won't get into that, but there's some possibilities that this thing is growing. I guess my friend said in the first quarter, it's at the $500 million. Last year was $50 million. In the first few months this year, it's at $500 million and it's growing. So,
something
so we need to check it out. You know all about it.
Bitcoin, NFT,
blockchain.
There's so much stuff to learn about. And that's what we're about too. But last question I've got for you is you've got this new artist. All of a sudden I'm hearing about him. Is Pastor Michael Jr., is it?
His name is Pastor Mike Jr. He's a pastor out of Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm just telling you, this guy has definitely got next. He's taking it to the whole nother level of everything. I can remember to this day, two years ago, you know, I was at his church. That's what, as a matter of fact, that's where I met my wife, at his church. So he's near and dear to me. But we sit down in his basement, and he let me hear these songs. The first song he let me hear was the song that's out right now. It's called I Got It. And I was like, you know what, Pastor Mike, I love this song, but I'm going to go with this song, the Big song. So Big was #1 for 10 weeks
Wow.
with Pastor Mike. And he won a
Congratulations.
couple of 3, 4 Stella. Yeah, he won some Stella Awards and all that. And the reason that I picked that song, because I knew that the single that's #1 as we speak, it had more of a trap sound to it. And I just knew as a new guy coming out, that wasn't going to be accepted. So let me build, let me build up Big. Let me get Big built. Yeah. See, a lot of people in the music business they think this stuff is just, we just doing it. They don't know this stuff is, you have to be very smart. Yeah. This stuff ain't just happening, you know. It ain't God is in the mix of it, but he's got the right person. Yeah, there's a big method to this thing. So anything special that's happening in this music business, it ain't just happening because it's happening. It's because God is using the right people to make it happen. And I think in a season right now, God is using me, he's using Pastor Mike in this season, the season we're in right now.
That's right.
Very special. And I want to say this, I'm about doing things that's good for the body, for the entire gospel industry, for the body of Christ. So I'm not always out here and everybody think it's about me. If I say I need to be #1 for 5, 6 weeks, it's not because I'm feeling like I want to be #1 that long. I'm feeling like it might take those 5 or 6 weeks for me to break this record on the secular side. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or break it on the R&B side or the, you know. So we have to be more thoughtful about what can we do to really increase
grow that base.
You know, the real estate that you had, Vicki, when you were out there, you were increasing for everybody. So the things that we're living off right now are some of the things that you and your team and your staff and the people that God put you, you know, y'all open up doors. Y'all open up doors. So what I'm doing now is just going through these doors that's already been opening. And when I get through them, then I might have to kick a new one down to open it up for the next person. You know,
That's right.
I like kicking.
Well, let's hear this song.
We're going to hear this song. Right, go ahead. Charmy.
Ready? Okay.
Hey!
You can hear it?
Let's see Doctor song.
Never alone, I can go to the throne. He's right beside me. Hold my hand in the valley. Lost the night found me. Don't know where I will be. Crazy when I need him, he's a rider.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. You know, we might have to get back with you to get a clearance, because I realize now we got to get some clearances to make sure it's all right to play. So we'll get back with you on that.
Well, they didn't knock us off, so we good. We still on.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I deal with that. I deal with that all the time too. So we're good. But you know, Vicki, you know what it takes to take a song like that and cross it over to mainstream. So you know the commitment. Yeah, you know the commitment on every level that it takes to do that. And we've made the commitment with that. And like I said, we're doing it We're doing this one for the body of Christ. We're trying to, it's time now for us to venture out a little bit more in the industry. So we're gonna try to do it. I'm asking you guys to pray for us and support us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because you were the pioneer to take it to the next level. So I'm trying to do my little part. That's it.
You're doing your part, and you're doing it well. Congratulations. We love you. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to have to talk again. We'll be calling you soon anyway about NFTs and AI. So, okay, thank you so much.
All right. Hey, guys, y'all check me out tonight at 6 o'clock at Mr. Kerry Douglas on Facebook and on Mr. Kerry Douglas on YouTube. Peace. Love you guys. It's been a great conversation. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello. What's up?
Thank you so much for watching Carfitable Talks.
Thank you.
Please remember to press that like button, and we need you to subscribe. And also,
leave some comments. Really need to hear from you.
Thank you.